Okay, here we are on example number 3, Jimmy. And in this example, Jimmy works 55 hours a week, and he gets paid $21.50 an hour gross, meaning before taxes are taken out. And it just says that's regular time. He gets time and a half for overtime. Time and a half means he gets his regular pay plus half more. But we're not gonna worry about time and a half right now. He gets paid $21.50 an hour gross. 22% of his salary is taken out for taxes. So the question is how much money, based on this information, does Jimmy have for each item in his budget? Well, we're going to have to figure it out, and we're going to have a couple extra steps here as we go through this process to figure out his net monthly pay. So let's come down here to the work table here at the top. And I've kind of zoomed in here a little bit so it'll be easier for you to see. It says hours worked per week is 55. Gross pay per hour, that's the $21.50. So we're going to type in 21.50. The gross pay per week is hours times pay, so it's equal sign. Hours worked, 55, and again, you always want to use a cell reference, times gross pay per hour. We've done this a couple times. Hopefully you can do it a little faster. The percent taken out for taxes is 22%, so that's 0.22. Make the period and then 22 is 22%. That's the percent taken out. Now we want to know the actual amount of money taken out, which is the percent times the gross pay. So it's equal sign, and then select the gross pay per week times the 22%, and that equals $260.15 is taking out of his paycheck every week for taxes. So what's the net pay? How much does he bring home, or take home pay, that he can actually spend? Well, let's figure that out. Start with an equal sign, and it's the gross pay per week minus the money taken out for taxes. Again, always use a cell reference. And that, my friend, is what the net pay per week is. So even though they make over $1,000, he takes home just over $900. So a lot of money is taken out there on taxes. The number of weeks in a year, there are 52 weeks in a year. So that gives us our total yearly pay is the number of weeks times the weekly pay here, so it's equal sign net pay per week times number of weeks in a year, which is 52. So that means we get paid $47,962.20 a year. And I'm going to go ahead and put the comma formatting on that again underneath the home tab. Click on comma. And then I'm going to leave the decimal point here because we have a decimal point, 0.20, telling us 20 cents. Okay? The number of months in a year is 12. Then the monthly net pay. Monthly net pay is the yearly net pay divided by 12. So it's equal sign. Yearly net pay divided by, again, that's the forward slash, and then divided by 12, the cell reference here. And then when you hit enter, that gives us our net monthly pay. Jimmy here takes home $3,996.85 a month so they can actually spend. Okay? So now there's nothing new here. We're going to come down for the process of figuring out our budget. Under monthly pay, we're going to make that a cell reference. So equal sign, to the net monthly pay, which is cell J8. Move this out of the way. You can see cell J8, and then hit enter. We have to come back here and edit that formula by hitting maybe the F2 or double clicking on it, and add the $sign in front of the J and a $sign in front of the 8 to make that an absolute cell reference. Then we can copy that formula down, or that cell reference down. Alright, again, I'm moving a little fast this time. Hopefully you guys have it down. If you don't, then just pause the video, back it up, and watch it again. We've got to figure out how much money now in each item we can spend. So start with the equal sign, the 10% cell reference, which is B11, times the asterisk, cell C11, and then when you hit enter, there's our monthly allotment for charity. Again, we can select that cell with the formula in it and come down the lower right hand corner, click and drag it down to copy it, and we automatically have our amounts. Now, if you look at housing here, you see those pound signs. The number is still there, and if you look up here in the formula bar, you can see the formula. So what those pound signs are saying is the column is not wide enough to actually see the entire number. So all we're going to do is come up here to our column headings at the top, put your mouse in between column D and E, and when it changes shapes, you can click and just drag it a little wider. Another way to do that is you put your mouse between column D and E and double click. And when you double click, it gives what's known as best fit. That's another way to do it. But here we go. We have our amounts. We want to double check ourselves to make sure that we haven't spent more than we're taking in. So we're going to add up our individual amounts and sum them together. So click here at the bottom in row 17, column D, and we're going to come up to the auto sum button, select the auto sum, and it should have guessed what we want to add together. If not, just click and drag over the numbers you want to add together. The range should be D11 through D16, and hit enter. And when you do, you've got your total there should equal the total in your monthly payment here and your total in your monthly payment over here, which of course it does. So we know as long as we don't overspend in any budgetary items, we will not spend more money than we have during the month. Okay, and as long as you have that, we're in good shape. We're going to go ahead and end this video here. We're going to come back in the next video, talk about your homework, which will include these examples here and doing a little formatting. Okay?